Let's be honest. When most people hear the words electric tricycle, they picture something slow, boring, even a glorified cargo hauler of sorts. I hate, actually love, to break it to you gentlemen, but today, e-tricycles are crazy fast, crazy smart, and crazier than most people ever imagined. That's why we're checking out some of the most impressive e-tricycles on the market right now. Let's go for a ride! A machine that rides like a golf cart 1 minute and a motorcycle the next, just by flipping a switch. That's the Flektrike Pro, a low-slung, chopper-style recumbent trike with full suspension front and rear, 3 hydraulic disc brakes, and a seat that feels more like a recliner than a bicycle saddle. Here's the thing, though. Tricycles usually corner like golf carts, no leaning allowed, which feels wrong if you've ever ridden a bike. So this one has a hidden trick. A lock you can release mid-ride to unlock a genuine lean angle, letting you countersteer and ride it like an actual motorcycle. Flip it back, and it's a stable cruiser for grandma. 2 batteries push it 75 miles with pedal assist, 25 miles per hour on throttle, and a locking brake keeps it parked without a kickstand. At $2,999, it's basically 2 completely different vehicles in one frame. The thing about tricycles is, you probably picture them wobbling around a retirement community, right? Toss that image out the window, because Etnnic Fst EVO is basically a Baja truck that shrunk down to human size. We're talking hammering down a rocky trail without your teeth rattling loose, thanks to a full suspension setup, independent up front, spring-loaded in the rear, soaking up everything the trail throws at it. A Bafang mid-drive motor kicks in 95 Newton-meters of torque, enough grunt to haul you and your groceries up hills you'd normally walk. And with a 768 watt-hour battery, good for up to 120 kilometers, range anxiety isn't really part of the conversation. Here's the genius part. The front wheels can tilt like a regular bike through corners, or lock flat for total stability. Your call. Pricing starts around €6,595, roughly $7,200, for your own personal off-road machine. And honestly, this next one barely qualifies as a trike in the way you're imagining. There's not a pedal in sight. Meet the Trikexplor F320E AWD. It packs 2 separate motors, one up front cranking out 100 Newton-meters, another in the rear adding 70 Newton-meters more. Together, they let you climb slopes steeper than 25 degrees without breaking a sweat. Fat tires soak up mud and gravel like it's nothing, while a dual battery setup stretches your range out to 150 kilometers. Here's the unexpected part, though. You never touch a pedal. It's pure throttle and cruise control, like driving a tiny off-road golf cart. All that capability, and it starts at just $5,999. A bicycle that ships locked at 20 miles per hour for legal compliance, but has a button on the handlebar that unlocks a whole different personality. 45 miles per hour territory. That's the Outrider Alpha 400, and trust me, calling it a tricycle undersells it. Hit that button mid-ride and the electronic gearbox actually rephases the motor on the fly, trading torque for raw speed like a car shifting from low gear to overdrive. Full suspension with triple RockShox shocks soaks up dirt trails, and the carbon belt drive with 22-speed electronic shifting means you're never caught in the wrong gear, even standing still. It's built almost entirely in the US, wrapped in an aluminum monocoque chassis, and priced around $15,000. Yeah, that's real money, but you're basically buying a street-legal electric go-kart that some owners have turned into full commuter vehicles with turn signals. This isn't a bike anymore, it's a category all its own. Alright, imagine flying face first, arms out, inches off the pavement. That's the actual riding position on the Swerv, and no, that's not a typo. Raam Fun2Go dreamed this thing up as a student at Imperial College and now builds it through his startup Swerv, and it's less commuter vehicle and more adrenaline machine on 3 wheels. The road-legal version still pedals like a normal e-trike, topping out around 25 kilometers per hour with an aluminum frame and lean-to-steer handling. But here's the twist. You can actually rent one at Brighton's Preston Park before committing to buying it yourself. And honestly, riders keep describing the same feeling: pure, giddy exhilaration, like your brain forgot how bikes are supposed to work. Prices start around £2,299 for the kids version, climbing to £4,990 for the road-ready adult model. Alright, this one is probably the most sane-looking e-tricycle on this list, and it completely wrecks the boring cargo trike stereotype without even trying hard. The Lectric XP Trike 2 folds down small enough to tuck in a closet, yet somehow supports over 400 pounds of rider and cargo combined. Groceries, dog, whatever you're hauling. The frame sits low, so hopping on feels more like sitting in a chair than swinging a leg over a bike, and hydraulic disc brakes mean stopping never feels sketchy. Go with the base 500-watt setup and you're looking at 14 miles per hour and 50 miles of range for $1,499. But bump up to the 750-watt long-range version, $1,799, and you unlock 70 miles plus a genuine rear differential axle, the kind of engineering you'd expect on a car, not a trike, letting each rear wheel spin independently through turns. That's the detail nobody mentions, and it's the reason this thing corners like it actually knows what it's doing. Alright, imagine steering a bike while your best friend pedals right beside you, chatting the whole way, no one's stuck staring at the back of anyone's helmet. That's the Raam Fun2Go, and it completely reinvents what a tandem even means. Two seats side by side instead of front to back, so conversation flows the entire ride. One person handles the steering and brakes, both pedal, and a silent running motor kicks in when hills show up, even offering reverse assist if you pedal backward. Here's the part that really got me. This thing can hitch an actual trailer, called the Fun Train, turning your two-seater into a four-person train, each rider dialing in their own resistance level. Care homes and dementia programs have started using these specifically because it rebuilds connection through shared movement. Pricing for the electric version now starts closer to €8,649 before VAT, though tax-exempt buyers may qualify for relief. Here's the thing. When a company stays quiet for over a decade and barely publishes spec sheets, you'd think they're hiding something disappointing. Not this time. Meet the Terraglide, a recumbent trike so wild it ditches handlebars entirely for dual joysticks. One steers, one throttles, like you're piloting a tiny spacecraft instead of pedaling to the store. You lean back into a seat that genuinely looks like something pulled from a race simulator, tucked behind twin front wheels hiding cargo space for your groceries or gym bag. And honestly, the mystery only deepens the appeal. Turns out this thing recently scooped up an A Design Award and a Fast Company Innovation by Design nod, with the latest version adding real regenerative braking and dual motor wheel drive for genuinely smooth, efficient acceleration. Whether it replaces your car is debatable, but it's unlike anything else on three wheels. Here's the thing. Not every trike on this list needs a battery to earn its spot, and the MeMover Ultra proves it. Picture an elliptical machine that escaped the gym and grew wheels. You stand upright, stepping instead of pedaling, while two independent transmissions on each side automatically adjust resistance to your stride. No clunky shifting, just smooth, gliding momentum. 16-inch wheels and a longer wheelbase let you carve corners at up to 22 miles per hour. Hydraulic disc brakes keep things controlled, and your knees barely notice the miles. And not to mention its foldable design. It collapses in seconds to fit neatly in your car trunk. Starting around $2,499, it turns your commute into a full-body workout without a single ounce of joint strain. So there you have it. Turns out e-tricycles was hiding a whole world of speed, comfort, and downright weird engineering nobody saw coming. If you found some unexpected designs, give the video a like, subscribe for more of these deep dives, and check out our recent breakdown on the coolest e-scooters of the year next. I'll see you there.